Campus is presented by Outback, proud sponsor of the 2003 Outback Bowl.
Ames will come unglued if the Cyclones win that game. They play Nebraska, and the most dynamic player on the field is an Iowa State guy. If not for a last-minute academic snag, Seneca Wallace might have gone to Oregon State, be playing against USC today. If not for a last-minute offer by Iowa State, probably would have gone to New Mexico State, play for former Husker Tony Samuel. Instead, fate has delivered him a chance for a landmark win over the Cornhuskers today. Let's meet him, shall we?
I've been plastered on the Eiffel Tower and morphed into a sphinx. Who am I? I'm Seneca Wallace, the game's biggest little man. I bring a different dimension to the quarterback position. I'm not a quarterback that is 6'6", you know, and that stands in the pocket and throws the ball and is not very mobile. We do some things here on the offense that gives, you know, the quarterback some freedom to go out there on the edge and make plays. You know, that's kind of hard to defend. I got a knack with talking to myself. That's something people just don't know. I think that's what motivates me. On the sideline, and I'm talking to myself, it's like, you know, come on, Seneca, you gotta go. It's time to go. I talk to myself all the time. I talk to myself before the game. I sit there and say, hey, you know, let's just make sure we go out here, play confident, and go out there and just stay focused for 4 quarters. I like to cook. This is the George Foreman over here. This is what we do most of. Most college people have one of these, and this is what we do most of our cooking on. The George Foreman grill is a great investment. It's one of the things that you could use for anything, cooking anything, baking. You can cook eggs, anything on it. The foreman can't do everything. We gotta sometimes, you know, improvise and put some of the stuff in the oven. I collect shoes. I got a whole collection of shoes. I just love getting different type of sneakers. I'm not a big person that like to get a nice outfit on and then put some dirty shoes on with it and stuff like that. And even if you know, you don't wear them that much, but, you know, as long as you got a nice pair of shoes that just in case when you want to wear them, you can wear them. My goals long term are just to live happily, you know, hopefully maybe getting a chance to play at the next level. And if not, you know, just helping other people in their lives. And that's who Seneca Wallace is.
He's so quick he runs out of some of those shoes. What about him today?
Well, you know, Chris, if Seneca Wallace lights up the scoreboard and beats Nebraska, he's #1 on my Heisman pick next week.
#1?
Yes, sir, because this kid's a great football player. Number 15, Seneca Wallace. Here's against Florida State. I want everybody to see this against Florida State. Watch his change of pace. He can fly and he can run. He threw for 190 yards and a touchdown in the second half versus the Noles and almost won the football game. In fact, he beat Iowa with a rally recently. I think this is going to be a high-scoring game, and I think Iowa State with Seneca Wallace beats Nebraska in a high-scoring game at the last minute. Going to be a sensational game.
Nebraska, for them to win this game, their obvious challenge is to be able to control the most versatile quarterback in all of college football. He can run with the football. He can sit back in the pocket and get it done that way. He can also improvise. He's probably the most creative quarterback this year in college football. Now, for Nebraska, they got to get the defensive ends rushing to the outside. You got to keep Seneca Wallace in the pocket. If you don't keep him in the pocket, he's able to get to the outside and break contain. Now it puts pressure on the secondary. The corner's got to make a choice. Do I come up or do I sit back and defend the pass? Because once he gets to the outside, he's going to look for the receivers. And Iowa State does a good job of finding ways to get the ball out to the receivers after he breaks contain. Their ability to improvise. Here he is against Nebraska last year. He looks like Michael Vick running left. Back to the right, and the white shirts cannot catch up with him because of the speed of Seneca Wallace. I expect Seneca Wallace tonight to make some plays with his athletic ability, especially creating and making plays with the pass. But I'll tell you what, Nebraska's had 2 weeks. They've been hearing about how they don't have a chance. They've been hearing about Frank Solich is not the right coach to lead them in the direction they need to go. They're going to show up in a bad mood, and Wallace will make his plays, but Nebraska will win this game in the trenches. Seneca Wallace is a great player, but he doesn't play on the offensive line or the defensive line. The running of Nebraska will keep the ball away from Wallace. Nebraska will win.
So you twice color defense, the white shirts, but then you turn around and pick them.
I'm just trying to get them up.
High-scoring game.
Nebraska.
High-scoring game.
High-scoring game.
High-scoring game.
Keep the ball away from him.